Aye. So I gotta thank you and
to order of the April 11th special meeting. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And anybody want to read the mission statement?
I will if you slide it in. I went to print it out today. Our mission is to attract and encourage participation for all age groups and abilities through positive opportunity and quality service for the purpose of enriching our residents' lives.
All right. Berna, roll call, please.
Michelle? Here. Kim?
Here.
Bob?
Here.
Pam?
Here.
Amanda? Here. Thanks for the name, please.
Agenda items, additions, deletions, anything like that? Does anybody,
Yeah.
Clara?
So we had some vandalism at Gilcher Crispin Park. Someone was doing donuts on both sides of the
Soccer field.
soccer field. So right now would be the best time to get out there and roll it. So we know that Landscape Direct has a roller that vibrates and supersonic. So we did get some prices from him. And it's $2,100, or no, $2,012 to fix it. He is one of our vendors.
So that's an addition. That will be number,
Oh, yeah, right, here I'm talking about it.
yeah,
Sorry.
that's okay.
Never mind, I ruined the surprise.
Uh-oh, that will be 6E.
Okay.
Okay. Community comments. Guys got nothing? All right, cool. I do have one comment. The Easter egg hunt was great. Thought it went off real well. Plenty of people there. I think everybody had a good time, and I didn't hear any complaints, except one. There's always one. So,
But we did learn. We learned some things. We're going to spread it out more and split it into groups because we just didn't think there would be that many people because of spring break. But
they were pretty spread. I mean, you did it in groups.
Yes, but-
So that was,
Yeah, well, we did it in
In age-
staggered groups.
yeah.
So maybe next time we'll just do it.
clear it, bring it the next group, clear it, bring it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be fun if we didn't learn something every year. So.
Yeah, it's okay.
But it worked out great at Gilcher. It's a great spot for it.
Yes, it did. It was very nice and ample parking.
Manny has something.
Mary?
I just have a question. Why was it moved to Gilcher, and is that its permanent location? That's all.
Well, so it was scheduled to be the week prior at Barnable Field, but due to the snow and spring break, they didn't have enough staff. And so it would have, to get approval again, to get there for the following week, that's why.
Okay.
But it really was a great location to have it,
Yeah, I think it's a good move.
yeah. If a pavilion, once that happens too, it would be,
Be nice.
yeah, that'll be, we'll be covered.
Got point taken. Okay. Unfinished business. We have purchase and bid policy and an email that was received. You guys all have in your packets, I believe, the purchase and bid policy. We've been following it and using it in draft form, awaiting some just minor changes. So I believe that tonight we should also approve, well, it's had approval, but,
Right. So I brought they're right in front of you. Sorry, I didn't tell you that.
oh,
But I brought the copies to sign.
okay, cool. So we'll take care of that, maybe at the end of the meeting, the signing of it.
Okay.
But we approved it previously with the changes, basically to add star and stuff like that. So, cool. Now, who wants to handle the second part, A?
Do you want me to give like a brief?
You can. Sure.
Okay, so there was a concern brought up by Cindy Knight that she was concerned that we violated the bid policy by, offering to send everything out for bid again without including the current landscape companies and giving them the ability to talk and express their side of the story in relationship to the various issues that were brought to our attention during our last meeting. She thought we violated the policy because in her mind, we should have had a 2-year contract. So she also is accusing that Landscape Direct is potentially a friend of the directors. So I wanted to make sure everyone was aware of the email, just because I thought it was important that we all be included and understand her concerns and sort of discuss, I don't know the history other than what I've seen, so just giving everyone an opportunity to speak regarding that.
So as far as a friend, I've known Myron forever, and he has been great. He just happens to be one of our vendors who has cut our grass and done the lawn rolling and taking care of irrigation and different things like that. But yet, there's others that I would consider a friend too. Most of our vendors, I would consider that. But the whole part about the 2 year, well, first of all, I should say, the purchasing agreement that was in November was when it was actually, a motion was made and it was approved. So prior to that, we still used the same concept of what was in there, but it was the commission prior, so when it was the 2-person commission, is when we actually did the lawn care bids for 2023. So in that bid packet, there, just like in this one, in that one though specifically, it said how much would you charge for an additional, or additional year as possible, basically, or it can happen. So, but during that meeting, actually one of the commissioners was pretty adamant that this is a 1-year contract. So that's how we kind of got to this point that, okay, that was said, so we need to go out to bid this time. So, and honestly, with the 2 contractors that we have had for several years, we have had great service. We can call them in a second and say, hey, can you pick up our old straw? Or can you do this or this? And they are right here in the community and they normally make that happen. So there's some conveniences, because when I'm looking at the list that we'll all be looking at, some of these people are very far away, and that's a big concern that I'll bring up at that point. But would I like to see the contractors that know and love our parks and help build our parks? Obviously. But that's going to be a group decision, so.
Right.
But I don't think that we violated anything unless.
Through the chair, what I've heard the director indicate is that the previous lawn care was a 1-year contract. Is that what you're saying?
It is a 1-year contract, but we did have the option to extend it.
So the commission held the option. Is that right?
Right.
So I think that makes clear the legal aspect of it. The commission has that prerogative, had or may still have that prerogative, whether to exercise that option or not. But it wasn't the vendor that held the option,
Correct.
is what I'm hearing.
Right? No.
Okay.
Well, that answers that part. What was the other one?
Well, it was the friendship piece of it. But, I was hoping Cindy would be here just because you know, I would assume she had some proof of that, because I would assume there is a relationship just based on
Right.
history.
Like I've never went to dinner at their house.
Right.
Or vice versa, or,
Okay.
you know, it's just more during the workday.
And,
Right.
you know, you develop a relationship with anybody that you work with.
Right.
You know, I don't think it's really a friendship issue. And I do not see anything wrong with what has taken place, and we've followed our policy. Again, last year's bids were 1 year with our say on whether or not we wanted to extend it another year. And so we decided to put it out again.
Just one final point. You have competitive bids before you, so
Right.
that choice with respect to what bidder will be the commission's, irrespective of maybe some friendship to some extent with one of the particular vendors that
Right.
the director had.
Well, we do value Clara and Lynn and Penny's input on things like that, because they're the ones that see and hear from everybody about the work that's being done. If there's any issues, they don't call us, they call them. So, yeah, definitely, their input weighs pretty heavy with me, as I think it should.
I think that was it.
All right. Next is the lawn care bids. I don't know how you guys want to do this. If Clara, if you want to kind of go through and maybe give us your feelings. And we don't have to necessarily go, in the way I look at it, you know, yes, I believe that proximity to our community is important. Price is obviously important, and also the firm's ability to actually do what they've bid on doing, which is why we ask for that equipment list and things like that with the bids. We're under no obligation to go with the lowest bidder. And I also, in my opinion, I would like to not go with one bidder on everything. I feel it's important that we kind of spread it a little bit, at least, you know, 2, maybe 3 people, for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's we're not beholden to just one, and we can move things around. So that being said, if Clara, if you want to provide some input.
So it is hard. So Cutting Edge is pretty much the lowest bid on all
On
of
everything.
these. But my concern is Waterford, because again, we do make the phone call, hey, can you get out there because the grass is just too tall on this field, or whatever we have to do. And I would have concerns. That's just a big concern for all of them, because I'm not quite sure. I mean, I don't know United Lawn. They're in Elmont. That's not that far. But then I come back to Ron White, or R. White Services and Landscape Direct. Those are the 2 companies that we've used in the past. So obviously, I'm probably always going to lean towards them because of the service that we've had in the past. Not against anybody else. Even Green Meadows, when I look, so say we take away number 1 on this one and we look, Green Meadows is number 2. Green Meadows did good last year, but they didn't, I don't even know, like, just take that extra step all the time. We had to continuously call them and ask them for that step. So, but just, are you going through one at a time, or should I kind of go through?
Kind of go through one.
Go through. Okay. So then I look at the other prices, because you're really going from, Green Meadows is at 13,000. I know that they're a huge company. That concerns me. when I look at everybody else, they're relatively within the, 17,000 to $20,000 area. So, and I am in agreement, I'm concerned about only hiring one company as well, like we had discussed too. In my head, I was like, well, what if we did our normal two companies and then another company, like split it in thirds? But then I went through lots of different things in my head, obviously, but I'm not exactly sure how that would play out. So I don't know that I'm going to be a huge amount of help here.
Can we ask questions now, or do we wait for comments after?
No, you can ask questions.
So, couple questions.
Yeah.
So when you have called the companies in the past,
Mhm.
how quick do you need to turn around for? So if you notice that the grass is tall at one particular part.
Yeah, well, they
Yesterday?
a lot of times they do it that day, or,
Okay.
or if the soccer was out striping, and they're like, this grass is just too long, they get it
Okay.
within a day, I would
Okay.
say. So,
So you've gotten responses
oh,
well
most
from both
definitely,
of the two companies that you've used in the past?
yes.
Okay, good. Okay.
And so throughout these, I was also looking at, well, why are the prices so different? Like, if I look at Ultimate, their ending price is 18 or almost 19,000, but their cutting and trimming is almost 13,000. Where everybody else, I don't exactly know why, and I know product too, when you look at Veg Kill and you look at Weed and Feed. I tried to do it the best that I could. I just don't, the professional group, they're at 7,500, where everybody else is around 3,500. But then I looked at Cutting Edge too, and they're at like 1,300, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. Something is not sitting right with me on that one too, because it's so low. So if we look at two, yes.
What I'm noticing by looking at these, if you look at the previous vendors who have done our parks and maintained our parks over the years, their bids are close because they know what we expect and what type of work they're going to put in. And I think they bid accordingly to knowing exactly what is expected of them, in my opinion.
And we're referring to the two companies, our white.
Our-
Our
yeah.
White and Landscape Direct, yes.
They're marked with the RWB.
And Green Meadows, they're our current
Green Meadows, yep.
contractor, and do they
Green
do
Meadows
Some of
and
it.
our white,
only partial?
right.
And others are white? Okay.
Mhm.
Are there any like extras or additional charges with any of the contracts you have? Like,
So I was just kind of going to point that out. In the past, which I kind of already ruined the surprise about, like the emergency rolling and stuff, but for different items, like Ron has come and cut down an emergency or cleaned up a tree area or anything like that. So if we have items like that, we've called, or for instance, all of our sledding hill straw, bales of straw that we had everywhere. Instead of us having to get rid of them, he's come and just taken them and got, we didn't have to pay anybody to do it. They're soaking wet, and I'm sure you do something fun with them. But, so there are a lot of the extras, and they call and tell us, because we can't walk the parks on a daily basis. So, they'll let us know, if this is happening. They'll call us a lot of times when they're out there and they're like, hey. So we either make the decision at that point or we wait and put on our list of things to come, so.
So were you happy with Green Meadows work?
I would say, Lynn,
Yeah.
Satisfied?
Satisfied?
They did their service.
they did.
They just came out and cut and did what they did.
So last year you used 3 vendors,
Two,
2.
yeah, R White and
Green Meadow.
Green Meadows.
Okay.
And the one we're currently talking about is Washington Park, correct? Or-
Correct.
Okay. So with Washington Park, who is doing, or who was doing that in 2000?
So in the past, Landscape directed Washington Park, but our White Services did it last year.
Okay. So they both have experience doing it.
So are we going to make a motion for each park as a contractor, or are we going to make a motion at the end for 3 different contractors?
Do you, it's up to you guys. Do you guys want to go through them first and then one at a time? Or do you want to, what do you guys feel?
Future, you may need more information regarding the other parks, and then you can decide.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So we'll go through. Okay. So Aikman, or are you okay if we move forward and I'll
Yeah.
tell you about this park? So Aikman really is just a piece of property, which sits behind the Rite Aid on 29 Mile Road. And we believe that Washington Township is going to, I have a sign out there for many years that says future home of Aikman Park, because the Aikman family donated that property to the township. And the idea is that we will be building a park right there. It's off the trail.
So is it, where is it at? It's on 29 Mile? or
It's
it must
on
be
29
east
Mile
of-
Road.
East of Van Dyke?
We share the parking lot with Rite Aid. Actually, the
Oh,
very
yes,
side
yes, yes,
parking
yes,
lot,
yes.
there's,
Okay.
it's grass and it's a big L.
Yeah.
So right now, actually the township tore down a house, so it made the property even bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But we maintain the grass there. And it's very simple, like we're not weeding and feeding and doing anything. For a while, we were just brush hogging. But we got to the point that we just cut it. So that's a very simple one. And that was one of the things, if we were looking at 3, I was thinking maybe those properties that aren't
That's a starter
loved and
property.
concerned, yes. Or, you know, that there's not soccer fields and ball fields and so many people out there playing. Like Aikman would be a great one to shed the wealth if we were going to go with 3.
Sure.
Um,
And who did this one last year?
So, Ron did.
Rhonda? So can I make a comment? As we go through these, can you
Yeah.
tell us who
Yes.
did these last year?
Okay, and then, so I don't know, this one is, I'm just kind of looking. Again, it's really hard because I go and I'm like, Roseville. I know how long it takes to get to Roseville. Like, not that, I just asked our secretary, would you hire someone to cut your grass that lived in Waterford? You know, just to see what her reply was. And her first one was, well, yeah. Oh, but, you know, she really changed her mind very fast. Because the first thought is, well, yeah, if they're the least expensive. But then it's like, it's not a one-time thing or one project. It's every week, sometimes more than that a week. So not saying that they can't do it, because I know that they can, but again, our concern is, you know, the extras. Or we want that ability, so.
Well, and the other thing is, you know, when I look through, like the equipment lists and things like that, some of them have, what they could do it, but some of them have that and a lot more.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of.
Yeah.
Do you know, I apologize. Do you mind if I ask a quick question?
No,
Okay. And do you happen to know if Cutting Edge has done any work in our area or around the surrounding area? Have they provided any references from more local to
I do have
us?
the 3 references, but I did not bring it. Oh, yeah, I did. Bear with me for a minute. Cutting Edge. Well, they're Clearview Apartments, Greenview Apartments, and Birchwood Apartments, but it doesn't say where those are at.
They're all 810 phone numbers.
Yeah, well, so is mine.
Thank you.
State of Michigan, but those are their references. So, nothing against Cutting Edge, but I would be very concerned. The distance and the amount that they're using for the weed and feed, because weed and feed is not inexpensive. So that was one of the things, because I was like, why are these prices so different sometimes? And that was one of the areas that I saw when I was looking at that one.
You didn't see any parks or landscape projects on their resume, right?
No,
Okay.
just the apartment complexes. So it looks like they've done commercial, but
Thank you.
they have a profile. They do a lot. I mean, I feel like probably any of these companies can come and cut the grass. And even Green Meadows, if we continued to walk them through, you know, like Lynn, we can get the services that we want. But again, not because I'm friends with them necessarily, but I do have a relationship. I know what they do already. And sometimes just getting rid of one worry, and that being that it's someone that you know, and they're not like crazily out of pricing, is where I keep landing back on. But I also understand the monopoly of, you know, or that thought process.
You're on a particular park right now, just for me.
No, I'm babbling, sorry. So, I was doing Cutting Edge, and then we talked about Aikman. So Aikman is just a piece of property. So now I'm on Gilcher-Chrisman. So Gilcher-Chrisman is Green Meadows right now. And in the past, it has been Myron, or Landscape Direct. One of the reasons in the past, Landscape Direct, there's irrigation out there. He put the irrigation in because he built the park and knows the park and has an investment into that park. So he's always been one of the people, or the company that has taken care of the irrigation we only have in two places, at Gilcher-Chrisman and at Crystal Diamonds. So Landscape Direct used to cut those. As well, we have ball fields, our community ball fields. The majority of them are at those two parks. So if we needed ball meal, we would buy it from Landscape Direct, and he would bring his tractor out and spread it out. So there are just things that those companies do, or that's kind of how we split up the different parks between Our Right Services and Landscape Direct in the past, because of that, some of the extra services that they do. So. Yeah, these are pretty spread apart. Hold on, I'm not trying to stall, I'm just looking at. So here I look at the grass cutting with Green Meadows to Landscape Direct, and they're relatively the same. It's the extras, or the, you know, the additional.
Well, they all bid on the same thing.
Right.
So, it's, I guess, it comes down to a matter of the total cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. Okay. But I guess I only mention that because I go back to,
Right.
I want to make sure that, I don't know, they're using
The right stuff.
the right stuff. Okay. So then we go to the Romeo Lions Club. Now, the Romeo Lions is actually a piece of property in Washington Township. There is a ball field there. So in exchange for the use of their property, plus we've used their buildings or, you know, had different relationships with them, we've cut the grass. We only cut the inside grass, inside their fence area, because they also have some areas outside. But this would kind of almost be like we don't do a lot of extras for them. It's just we cut. Actually, they don't really even have a lot of grass. It's like, because it gets so beat up through the festival and different things like that. But we do need to kind of keep it nice. And the village, I think, dumps all their snow on that property. And so it gets beat up every year. But that would be another one if we did go with 3 companies.
And who did this last year?
Ron, or, sorry, our white services. I know. Okay. So now we're on Bruce Township Park. Our white services has pretty much always done Bruce Township Park. Sorry, yeah, just looking. Romeo Community Center is our white services. Between the schools and our white, the schools will do inside the fenced-in area in the back where all the 4 ball fields are. I'm not exactly sure if that's going to continue, though, once the schools build their new fields. So that is something that we're going to have to consider at some point. But if that does happen, then we would just have to, you know, include that part. But right now, it's at the Romeo Community Center. It's up by the playground on the sled hill, and then all around the outside of the fenced area of the ball field.
Does that include the across the street, park across?
No.
No, okay.
No.
That's strictly the school?
That's the school,
They-
yeah.
okay.
Memorial Field.
Yeah,
We, like for the school fields and our community athletic fields, Lynn does all of the permits and scheduling for them. The schools let us do that, and then we do that for the community. So we cut the school grass, or no, we don't. We take care of the ball fields though, or we'll add new ball meal or what have you, so that the community can use them for Washington area athletics, Romeo girls softball, and then any of the other different organizations that want them. So now Orchard Hills Park is our white services, which is behind, across the street from Sheena's, if you're not familiar with that. Or it sits behind Times Square Restaurant. Okay. Then Crystal Diamonds. So right now, it is Green Meadows. In the past, it has been Landscape Direct. This is the other park that we talked about that has the additional irrigation. So we need to definitely maintain that. We use the larger vibrating roller on that, which used to be part of this bid, but we really did take this down to just the bare minimum of lawn care maintenance. And that's all 8. What I do not have is the overall cost for one part, or for one individual, only because in my head last year when we did this, we did
Right.
it per park.
Right. And that, I mean, that, we're going to do it by park
This time.
this time,
Okay.
so. yeah. I'm just
I know.
going through thinking here. Are you guys thinking? Am I alone? Am I alone in this?
No.
No. We all need to think.
Are we, I am curious if there's anyone here from, I don't know if it's appropriate, but from the landscape companies that wanted to introduce themselves. Just because I personally like to
Yeah.
I don't have
kind
a
of know
problem
who
with
we're
it.
working with.
So,
If they can.
2 I see.
Okay.
Ultimate,
Um,
and- right?
Yeah.
And our white services.
Okay. If they're comfortable with, like, introducing yourselves and telling us about your company.
Mike White, Our White Services. We've been taking care of you guys' parks for 27 years. Yep. And then this is my dad, Ron White, from Our White Services. So,
Nice to meet you.
There's one thing that I want to bring up is that, the last few years, we've had a lot of rain.
Oh, wait, Ron, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm getting old again. No, just kidding. The last few years, we've had, quite a bit of rain. So we've been cutting every week. But in the past, when we get a year when it's drought, we don't cut them 28 times. When the grass doesn't need to be cut, we don't go out and cut the grass. So that way the Parks and Rec can save money. And that's the way I work with all of the customers. We've been in business as of this month, 30 years. And that's why I keep my customers, is because I don't go cut something that doesn't need to be cut. And, we do work for Bruce Township. We do work for Washington Township. That always comes in handy when Washington Park, we got that last year, is because we're there cutting the township too, There's a lot of stuff that we do because I've been in Romeo my whole life. And I actually went to the Parks and Rec when I was 10 years old, when RJ was there running it, so.
Well, just so you know, I wasn't there then.
I know you.
Was in a little log cabin out back.
I know. I think that's funny because I was friends with somebody. It would be all through my bad years.
We can always be friends.
That's right.
I don't know about these two.
And this is my new friend.
Hi, I'm Josh with Ultimate Lawn. We're obviously not local to Romeo, but we're not far. And the bulk of our work is what you guys are offering. We do all commercial fields and ball diamonds and commercial buildings. That's what we do. We do no residential stuff. And like he said, we're very fair too. We don't try to nickel and dime anybody. If it doesn't need to be done, we're not going to do it. Like for instance, we do Freedom Hill. And there's a lot of times you can't cut it because there's either people there or they beat the grass down, So we don't even bother. Once again, it's not invoiced. We try to be fair, and that's it. Trying to move over here a little bit. So
And do you have the ability to come out as quickly as possible?
Yeah.
When we have the last
Yeah.
minute things?
Yeah, we work for strictly municipalities. We're very used to the events. That's what I would call it when, like she said, whether it's they need to stripe it or they have someone coming in to play soccer or whatnot, we're very used to it. So,
Great, thank you. Nice to
No
meet
problem.
you.
Thank you.
Where do we start? Washington?
I gotta finish filling out my scorecard.
Okay.
Can I ask one question? Ron, do you have Washington, are you contracted for the Washington Township this year? Which means, so we cut the back by the pavilion and the tennis courts and stuff, but the township cuts their front. And probably more.
Okay. As I remember last year, when we did this, we kind of tallied what everybody's thoughts were. Well, there were two people. So it didn't take long. And then kind of determined who had the most, and then we kind of put a motion together to vote on that with our reasons. So, you want to do that?
It's going to be a hard, there's
It
no
is.
clear cut way.
No, it's a tough decision, but like you said, when you factor in distance, price, size, ability,
Right.
flexibility, and, with our established, if you will, contractors, we do know that, if they don't cut, they don't bill.
Right.
So, just because the contract is for up to X number of dollars doesn't mean we're going to pay up to that amount of money.
Right.
So, with that, I think it would be, the easiest thing would be to maybe tally what everybody's kind of, or do you guys want to just individually go through and?
I'm
Have any
fine with
suggestions,
whatever way you guys want to do it. I already have an idea of where I want to go. Do you want me to state that now?
Yeah.
Well, let's hear
We all need help.
hear what our attorney has to
Mr.
say.
Chair, one idea would be to, in any particular order, kind of go field by field through where each individual might have, be leaning towards. And then at some point, after everybody's given some indication, if any of the commissioners is prepared to make a motion and it's supported, you could do that motion field by field based on that input, or you could bundle some together. That's, again, up to you, but that seems to, that would help both the public as well as each of
Sure.
each other know kind of where your thoughts are with respect to field by field rather than trying to guess.
I agree. Don't bother me. So, that being said, what did we start with?
Washington.
Washington Park. Okay. Want to go right down the end?
I'd like to see it go to Ron White.
Yeah, I was thinking either Ron or Landscape Direct, based on the pricing and the experience we've had with both companies.
I was kind of in the same camp, either one, and the pricing is fairly close. Both very familiar with it. So I was kind of thinking that, but I was also thinking Green Meadows. We know they do have capability, and they were a bit lower on their pricing.
I think with our way already doing the Washington Township Hall section, it does kind of make sense just to keep it all in one, is kind of where I was thinking on this one.
Amanda, you're up.
I'm not going to be a tiebreaker. I'm following suit for all the same reasons. I think it's important to have a vendor that we're familiar with. I like the idea that he's already doing Washington Township. I also like the price of Green Meadows a whole lot better.
Sorry, I couldn't hear who you said.
I said I'm in agreement with all three, everything that was already stated.
Thank you.
Yes, you're good.
Okay. Want to make a motion? One of you guys?
Based on what the commission members have stated, I'll make a motion to award this one to Ron White for Washington Park.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Kim?
Yes.
Pam?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Amanda?
Yes.
What's the next one?
Aikman?
Aikman, okay. Aikman. Start.
Yeah. Price-wise, going with Cutting Edge looks the best, but I am concerned, like Clara said, with them coming from Waterford, even if it's just a grassy area that they haven't developed into a park. So I'm leaning towards, again, I would probably say Ron White.
On this one, I'm leaning towards Landscape Direct because they come in third for pricing, and we do have experience with them.
I was leaning toward Landscape Direct as well, for the same reasons.
Yeah, Cutting Edge is interesting. If we want to have a third company come in, this might be a good spot to put them in, considering the price and the work done at that park. The other one I have for this one is Landscape Direct because of the past history and pricing.
My thought at this point would be Landscape Direct, just because of their pricing and their history. But I would consider Green Meadows just because they're currently providing services to us. This is a smaller park with a little less involvement of work. Maybe if they had a few parks to focus on, they could still be part of, working with RWB.
Liberty.
Well, my only fear with that is that thought process is good. With the dependent, like, how many will they come if they only get, if they don't get a $50,000 park because they have, I think, well, I heard a number, how many crews they have, and it was astounding. But again, they were not horrible. with what they had to do, so.
So just so I understand, your concern is they're a very large company?
Yeah.
And if we're only giving them a small part of our business, we may not be top of mind.
Right, or they
Or have
might just
priority.
turn us down. And I guess
Okay.
if they turn us down at that point,
Would we know, would we reach out to our contractors this week and know prior
Tomorrow,
to next
yeah.
week's meeting?
Yeah.
If they said no?
yeah,
I mean, would that be enough time?
I think that would be, yeah.
I'm just wondering if maybe you've already started this company growing up with you.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe either this company or another company, we need to start to
Right.
grow, because eventually people
right.
are going to move on.
Yeah,
Just a thought.
no, a good thought, in my opinion.
Okay, who wants to make a motion?
I can make a motion. I'd like to make a motion to approve Landscape Direct for Aikman Park.
Second? By somebody or me?
I'll second it.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Kim,
Yes.
Michelle,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Pam,
Yes.
Amanda.
Yes.
Gilcher. Next,
So,
start with you, Amanda. Switch it up.
No. Okay, let's see. I have to gather my thoughts because they're all over on several pages because that's how I think. Gilker is a large sports facility. I think we need somebody who knows the area well, so I would probably lean towards Landscape Direct. We need someone who knows the area, knows the fields, knows the grounds. That's my thought.
Minus.
Yes.
We're going this way?
Yes.
Okay. I also have had Landscape Direct for this one based on price, their knowledge of the area. And again, I agree, Gilcher is a huge park that gets a lot of traffic, so.
All right. Those are my thoughts, too.
Same here.
Same here.
All right. Sounds like anybody can make a motion on that.
Yes. I'll make a motion to select Landscape Direct for Gilcher Chrisman Park.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Kim,
Yes.
Pam,
Yes.
Michelle,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Amanda.
Yes.
Bruce Park.
well, we missed Romeo Lions.
Oh, we did? Romeo Lions. Okay.
How are we feeling about, I would say, based on the work that has to be done over at Romeo Lions, that we could essentially, again, if we want to go 3, if we want to bring somebody else in, I think this would be another alternative to doing that. I'm not sold that that's the best option, just food for thought. If that was the case, I would consider Green, I'd go with the lower prices, Green Meadows. And consider United. If we thought we wanted to bring somebody else aboard, that could be a management nightmare, having 3 instead of 2.
As I look at Lynn.
I mean, as
I'm-
far as,
I was to say, is there any, can I ask that, is there any input about if there would be juggling the 3 versus 2? Is that,
I'd give this something.
long as like we're checking, I mean, we go out and check, but if they're scheduled to, have their services done, and they're there doing it, yes. I mean, it won't be, shouldn't be too bad unless they forget us and then,
Okay.
and it's like kind of steamrolls into something else. But three could be manageable, yeah.
Okay. I did kind of have this one as another one, as Amanda said, if we wanted to go with a third company, that this would be a good location to do that. I had Green Meadows earmarked for that reason.
My thoughts were, again, along the same lines. We want to introduce somebody else and, you know, see what their work is and things like that. I think this is another good park to do it in, but I think you need somebody that has, you know, the experience. I was thinking it would be a good one for Ultimate.
Those are all great ideas. I'm a little torn on this one, just because I like to see it stay with the company that's doing it, if we're satisfied, but the pricing was a little high on this one. So I'll be honest, I'm a bit torn on this one. I would say probably Green Meadows would be a second option, just because we have the experience with them.
For me, I think this would be a good opportunity to bring Ultimate on. I think this would open it up to be able to bring a third company on. I like the fact that there's a company rep here, which shows me that they're invested.
I agree. You want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
I'll motion for Ultimate to be our contractor for the Romeo Lions Fields.
I'll second it.
Oh, sorry. Roll call?
Amanda?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Pam?
Yes.
Now, we have Bruce Park. You on the same page?
Yes.
Bruce, yeah.
I'll start. Mix it up a little. Again, Bruce Park is kind of there's a lot out there. And my pick was our White Services for Bruce Park. He's familiar with it. He's done it.
I share the same opinion.
Me too.
Yeah, I was kind of in between our White and Landscape Direct for that. I do like that our White has already been doing that park, so they're knowledgeable and know what needs to be done.
I agree for all the same reasons. Ron White or Landscape Direct.
I'll make a motion that our White Services be awarded the Bruce Township bid.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Bob?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Pam?
Yes.
Amanda?
Yes.
What do we add next? Romeo Community Center.
Yes.
Wanna start?
Sure. I think with this one, the pricing with our White and Landscape Direct is very close. We have good relationships with both. So I would be good with either vendor.
That would be my exact same thought too as well. I agree with Kim.
I agree, same thing.
Yep, same.
I'm in agreement.
So Ron, our White Services are the ones that have done that area,
Okay.
just so you know.
Okay, so I'll make a motion for our White to be awarded the Romeo Community Center.
I'll second.
Roll call, please?
Kim?
Yes.
Pam?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Amanda?
Yes.
Orchard Hills is the next one. You want to start that off, ma'am?
I don't have a lot of notes on this one. That's not helpful, is it?
I'll give you my thoughts.
Okay, go ahead.
Telepathically or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe out loud.
Out loud. My thoughts on that went along with our White Services, Orchard Hills Park, proximity to Bruce Park, it's a mile away. The pricing is relatively the same, and again, got the experience with that park.
I agree with everything you said.
I agree.
Yeah, I didn't have super strong feelings, so.
I'm open to.
Well, I'll make a motion that the Orchard Hills Park go to our White Services for Orchard Hills.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Bob?
Yep.
Kim?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Pam?
Yes.
Amanda?
Yes.
Crystal Diamonds, it's our last one, right?
Yes.
I can start.
Okay.
Even though Landscape Direct is not necessarily the cheapest on this one, they do have the experience. I personally would like to see it go to them.
I personally would like to see it go to Ultimate. I think that they've already been awarded one bid. I think it would be nice to see them get a second one and give them more opportunity to get more invested in our area.
Those are my feelings exactly. Wow.
I was thinking the same thing with Ultimate, adding them into another park. So it's not just one in this area. And as he stated, they have experience with ball fields and the maintenance needed for that area.
I agree. I'm in support of Ultimate for this one.
You want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to award the Crystal Diamonds Field to Ultimate.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Pam?
Yes.
Amanda?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes. Okay. That puts that puppy to bed. And I will say that there were two people here at the bid openings, and they were those two guys.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Shows a little commitment as well,
Yeah,
not
I
that,
agree.
you know,
I agree.
not that
To be
that's
fair,
important.
well, to be
Doesn't have
fair, I
be.
did tell everybody they did not have.
Right. No, I
Okay.
know.
No,
I know.
but-
That's fine.
Right.
That's fine. Okay, next up,
Is,
director's contract.
oh yeah, you really need to sign it.
Really, if that's what you
Because
want.
it's not, well,
If you're good with it.
the book.
Have you guys all seen it?
Yes.
Yes.
I read
Reviewed
through
it?
Yep.
You're good with it? Then we just need to sign it. I mean, it was approved previously, correct? With just the adjustments? or
With the
do-
adjustment.
Or do we just
Yep,
need?
oh yeah, we just needed to really change the name,
Right,
or add star to the
Right.
bottom of it.
yeah,
I actually have 2 copies.
that we need to sign.
Yeah, well, I didn't know if I needed to sign it first, or I guess it doesn't really
I
matter.
think you should, probably.
Yeah, or do we want to do it, or do it right now? Sign my
We're
life.
on that item, we can do that.
Okay.
Who's the notary?
I am.
Well,
So
that's good to know.
that means I can't sign it,
Right.
but I think I have to sign it, don't I?
Oh. It's chairman, chairperson.
No, I
No,
was
there's-
just joking.
Right.
Sorry, I like to throw a little curveball once in a while, see if anyone's paying attention.
Who else do we need? I think we need the secretary, right? We need me and,
Right.
Oh, you want to, sorry, I would have brought it to you. Hi. This is service.
Clara, is that a one-year contract?
No. It's for eternity.
It's a life.
Yeah.
Okay.
We added that.
Did you? Good. Forward thinking.
so one, you get one and then one stays.
Right, we'll put it in. Oh, well, I didn't know. Here.
11. Oh. That's it.
I probably, or at least a copy of it. I just brought two. The, on it. So I could probably talk about the firewall lease
Yes.
right now, if you want
Yes.
to.
Yes.
Dan, you had looked it over? The lease for the, we're on
Yes, the,
60. Oh. It's fairly simple. Instead of purchasing the firewalls, we decided, well, we in my head, me, and hopefully you guys, that because things change with software and so much, that it would be better for us to lease the firewalls instead. So that is what, it's $700 a month. Sorry, I don't have it right in front of me. Get that? Packages?
yep. Beginning May 1st, 2024.
Yes.
And D2 is the company that's doing our,
They are a computer company.
And did we get, just out of curiosity, do we know if that's, because I don't know a lot about, you know, the IT side of things, so
Right.
is that a fair market price, do we know, or?
So D2 is our company that we hired for here. I'm trusting them. They seem pretty good. I mean, we've had a lot of invoices go to them because we're still doing our cleanup and everything. But, so I could just say yes because I'm trusting them. But that
Okay.
is, I did not like go look at other prices. And I probably
Gotcha.
should have, but
Well, but we are contracted then.
With them,
With them
yeah.
for IT services,
Mhm.
so.
otherwise
So-
they would have, or if we, to purchase them, it was just so much more money.
Yeah, what
It
is
seemed
the
like they could
purchase
be
price?
obsolete, yeah.
What is-
it? I honestly, right now, I
Okay.
don't have it in front of me.
I'm just curious.
Yes.
Okay.
But I could probably find it. Yeah.
how long is this agreement for?
I have
I
it.
don't remember.
It is,
And we can terminate in 30 days written notice, so,
Yeah.
yeah, for now, I think that's fine.
Okay, I agree with that.
One of the bullet points down here says customer agrees to purchase and renew total security suit license every 3 years at market price.
if we keep it.
Correct.
to make a motion?
Sure, I will make a motion to approve the MAC agreement from D2 for $700, beginning on May 1st. I would like to say, if we find out that the pricing is
Right.
way off, then I think it would be a good idea to consider terminating if we need to later on.
I'll second that. Roll call, please.
Kim?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Pam?
Yes.
Amanda?
No. Only because I wish we had some more information before us right now, some additional pricing.
So okay. Good question.
Okay. Next is item 6E, the rolling of the soccer fields, the bid for that. And I shouldn't say the bid for that, but you're putting together a bid package for that.
For rolling.
For rolling.
Of the parks.
The parks. This is to get approval on the emergency repairs and to get things rolling, no pun intended, this year at an appropriate time so that we, now's the time to do it. Obviously not today, but
Well, soccer's going to start, so
Right.
the ruts and everything that are in there really need
need
to
to
be
be taken out.
taken care of as soon as possible. So he gave us the additional prices, which is kind of nice. So when we do go out to bid, I'm sure he'll bid.
Right.
You know.
So we're just looking at right now the $2,012 to do basically kind of the repair work and the rolling and on Gilcher, and the other ones will be part of the bid package.
Bid package.
And those will be due by,
Well, those are, it will not be next week. It would be more like May.
okay.
So it's going to
Yeah.
have to be.
Right, okay. And that will be early enough?
And did you contact other contractors or just
So,
Landscape Direct?
just Landscape Direct has been the one that has done rolling. Ron White has done rolling for us too, but they have the,
Vibrating.
this is more like, we just need it done. So I did not go look for additional prices anywhere.
Sure.
Because it's the vibrating, huge machine. Honestly, I need to get the stats on it, because that's what, if we're going to not just look for a regular roller, if we're gonna roll the parks, we have found that rolling really does a lot extra for the money that you put into it. I think that,
And at least for this one right now, it should take care of the rut
yeah,
situation.
that's
from
our
the-
biggest thing.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the rolling of the parks awarded to Landscape Direct for $2,012.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Kim?
Yes.
Pam?
Yes.
Amanda?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
So, my question, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Like Amanda, because D2 Technology is our IT company, if we do a project, do those need to go out to bid? Because like, for instance, when we rewired earlier on,
Well, the-
I did not go out to bid, and it was 13,000.
Is D2 providing IT services in a broad spectrum or just certain things
No, they are for everything.
for everything?
Yeah, like
So
even,
they're our contractor
they're definitely
for
are,
all of the IT stuff.
right.
Are they a consultant or are they a contractor for, are they advising you on it or are they?
No, the commission, I went out to bid for the different IT companies, and D2, for various reasons, were the ones that were picked for the job. So,
I guess my comment through the chair would be that it depends on what the contract says, whether it's within the scope of services. If it's not within the scope of services, then it may need to be bid.
Sure.
If it's fit within the parameters of what they already are doing and it's on a time and materials basis, then it may not need to be. And then it depends on what the contract says.
Okay.
And for me, it's more of being unfamiliar with that contract.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, you made me think, like,
Yeah.
geez, maybe I don't know, because so I just automatically assume they tell me how much it costs. I say, oh, the lease would probably be the best thing, just because we're a 4-year millage type of thing. We can back away from it instead of putting a whole lot of money just in case, what if something terrible happens in August? This way, we are able to go away. But that was just curious. After you said that, I was
Yeah.
interested to know.
That, I believe, kind of wraps it up other than community comments. Guys, quiet out there? Oh, here he
I
comes.
just want to say thanks for everything, putting the trust in us and that, so.
Thanks for your service.
Yeah, for your services.
welcome.
And welcome.
I will say thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
It should work out. And for proximity, so we do Romeo Court, by the way.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Good to know.
That's right next door.
it's right behind it.
What's
Nice.
that?
Perfect. The Romeo
Crystal
Court
Diamonds
building.
is-
You don't know where the court building is?
Oh, the court. Oh, I thought you were talking about Romeo Court, like a street or something.
The court building.
The
Yeah.
court building, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
And I appreciate the opportunity.
Perfect.
Thank
Well,
you.
we'll be in touch with you guys tomorrow.
Be
so.
careful going home.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Barry?
Hi. This is a question. It was a pleasure to be here, first of all, this evening for this wonderful meeting. My question is, last year when, this is not the appropriate time to ask the question because the bids have already gone out, but last year, a lot of things were cut out of the maintenance of the parks. Have those been reinstated?
Yes, we added more
Okay.
to this bid to bring it back.
To keep
yes.
our parks up to snuff. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mary.
That's all. What I know, I put a thing in front of everybody. I just blew up, and this is going to be in our next meeting, so just so you had a larger copy
Okay.
to look at.
And this is the pickleball, just in case anybody
Yes.
wanted to.
And just a real quick question, the agenda for the next meeting, when does that come out?
Right, tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Okay, thank you.
Okay. Do you want to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're good. We clear? All right.